others came, some seeking adventure, some bound in chains. Through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained. In homage to those gone before us, the heroes of lands in the sun.
Welcome brothers, welcome sisters, welcome to our program On Target. And as usual, as soon as we start this program, you can pick up the telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything: politics, religion, socio-economic issues trending. But the most important thing, you can introduce your own subject matter. We take calls. We will stop in the middle of a sentence and take your call. In addition to that, every now and then we read your posts on Facebook. We believe that we have a good democratic system in the country. We must make maximum use of it, particularly the ordinary rustics. Irrespective of your grammar, irrespective of the command you have on English language, we must be able to communicate. You see, On Target believes we could solve our problem. We have the ability, we have the talents, we have the skills. We could solve our problem. We must have discussion. We must be able to sit down. Family members must come together and come up with answers. The British or the Americans or the Russians or the Chinese do not have the answers. We in Grenada have the answers. This is a period of time when we know the politics is hot, and we welcome that too. We express our opinion on any issue, particularly politics. It was interesting yesterday to see the number of people line up to get registered or to re-register. It was an important lesson to learn. It seems that we prefer to wait on the last minute, irrespective of all the warning we got, irrespective of all the encouragement we got. We prefer to wait on the last minute. There's a lot of lessons to learn from that, you know. I constantly appeal to parents. Do not wait on the last minute where your children is concerned. Since your children reach about 5 years old, make certain that you prepare to provide a good education for them. That they exit secondary school with a minimum requirement. That they are multi-talented, multi-skilled, flexible, and well endowed with the characteristic that gives them the competitive edge. Don't wait on the last minute. When a child has 25 years old, they should at least have a degree, whether it is agricultural degree, a technical degree, or whatever. You leave school by 16. By then you may attend college for 2 years. So by 20 years, a child should have some level of degree. We can't wait on the last minute. Look at the amount of people that line up waiting to re-register. I am certain the few polling division I pass, constituency office, and notice electoral office, not constituency office, the electoral office. When I notice the age group of the people there, a lot of them register already. They come to re-register. Why is it as a people we have to wait on the last minute? This is why some people don't care about their children's education. That's the exact reason. You 5-year-old should be exposed to music. You 5 years old should start to learn the names of the villages in the parish, you 5-year-old should know where Ticolo is. Don't wait when the kid has 16 years. We have some brothers on the block, 25 years, 30 years. They don't have a child. They don't have a girlfriend. They never own a dog. They never plant a tree. They're on the block complaining. 30 years. You 30 years. You have men 40 years. They don't married. They sit on, oh, what you want? They still believe they are a youth. Based upon the United Nations standard, youth is between 14 to 25 years. Most politicians and organizations in the world recognize youth to be 15 to 35. NNP expand youth age to 39. When you pass 39, you're no longer a youth. 39 years, 40 years, fellas not certain about their sexuality. They don't know if they want to marry. They don't know if they want man. They don't know if they want woman. You're too old for that 40 years. By that time, you're supposed to know. You don't have to wait on the last minute. Your 15-year-old child supposed to be ready for secondary school and studying about the job market. And you have to give me a call. You don't want to wait on the last minute. Yes, caller, welcome. Punch.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr.
Yes,
Pierre.
my brother.
How was the day yesterday?
Great, man. It was a good day.
Yeah. Today, I want to say something, right?
Go right ahead.
Because sometimes people, the attitude and the things they do, they still believe they are youth. When you grow up in age and older you get, you had to act according to your age. According to your age. And there are some people, they big men, they live in the mother home. The mother still feeding them in the 30s, in the 40s, and they should consider themselves as a youth. I say a youth is from up to the maximum is from 39. Right? And when you pass that, I consider someone who in the 20s, 30s, late 30s, is no longer a youth. Right? Because you should behave and conduct yourself based on your age. Right? And when you have people still consider themselves to be young people, right? Just like where you see, like when you go somewhere and you watch young men and them, they looking much older than the father, but they're young. So you come like where the younger here, set of people in the 20s, they being like more mature than those in the 30s, in the 40s. So it's based on how you conduct yourself, you may call yourself a youth, but you pass the age as a youth. And Mr. Pay, I want to say again, no, we have we had a tendency always to wait on the last minute to go and do something. And when I listen, I know that it takes me back to preparing for your future. That where you tell yourself, well, you have to wait when you just certain age to start preparing for your children and for your future. You have to start to begin there at in the early age, tender age. That's why you have the kinder school garden. You have to prepare the children for they going in primary school. So they well equipped with certain things in life ready so they could advance. But then when you have people, big men, who call themselves adults, still behaving like a children. No, I do believe these people, they need to change your attitude and behave like a big man. Do the things of a big man and take responsibility. Because the Bible says a man should leave his mother home and cleave to his wife. And I cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one. So I want to say to the young people, let us, as we go into that election, let us come together and let us see country first. Let us see country first, and let us look at the two party and see which is the two party, which is the party that's best suited and more capable to run the country, the affairs of the country. Where you have men that with experience, men that go through the fire, tested and proven that they could handle the job. I also say running a country is not like taking a chance in Latu, taking a chance in bingo. that way, because we have to be very careful who we put out in charge of our country to run our country affairs. We have to put people there that know and people that could solve problems. And you have to put capable men and women to handle our affairs. And I see that party, which is the NMP party, they go through Hurricane Ivan, they go through Emily, they go through the COVID-19 cases. Yes, we're not out of the woods yet. But our Grenada, Caricom, Peter Martinique is a shining example to see how the government handle the situation with the COVID. Yes, some people die. We sympathize with those who die. But this government handled the COVID case.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Mr. Play, have a blessing.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. Yes, I think in a lot of times in Grenada, we know how polarized we are based upon the politics. And nothing is wrong with that. What we need to do is to hold discussion and not to be too angry. You have your views, I have mine. We could sit down and exchange ideas and reason. But we don't have to wait on the last minute for everything. And when we see these things happen, we must take lessons from it. The lesson that I take from what took place yesterday is that people must not wait on the last minute to educate your children. Children learn quicker at a younger age. So mediocrity must not be the order of the day. We must do much more to educate our children in Grenada. Government spend 11% of their GDP on education. Our schools are better equipped. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good day, sir.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Once one time.
Go right ahead, Chief.
What I want to say is, I remember the same National Democratic Congress people say they win the referendum, they win our election. They forget they is the one ask people to vote against a fixed date for election. And today they're saying about ambush. Some of them talking about they didn't expect the man will give 1 day for registration. The 1 day for registration was not just for NDC, it was for both sides, for NNP as well. If you get left, you get left. But there is the one who say vote against a fixed date. Now it backfired on them. I don't know where it was. So I can understand these people. So that alone you could see is a failure. And I also want to say, well, the St. Patrick West, if you would permit me, the St. Patrick West bandwagon roll to Derby tonight at 7 p.m. We have in front of Alistair Sylvester shop, people of Derby, Mount William Prospect are asked to come and attend a meeting right there to hear new plans for the people of the area. So I thank you for that. So I'm saying it again. The lateness, the 1 day is for everybody. Thank you.
Yes, you see, in terms of the referendum, my brother, it's not only the NDC that did not agree with the referendum. The NDC, I thought it was unfortunate that the leaders of the political party their voice was not louder supporting the referendum and on a given date. But also our lawyers was against CCDA. They didn't have confidence in our own selves. They preferred the Privy Council. They didn't. The evangelical groups, they objected to the referendum because they felt it would have been easier for gay marriage. These individuals, irrespective of the fact that Alexis and Ruggles Ferguson begged them, they said, no, this thing will make it easier for gay marriage. It appears they had an issue with it. I hope they're consistent in the arguments. We had the trade union was not supportive of the referendum too. They did not want to amend the constitution. They wanted to keep it so. 40 years, Grenada, some people in Grenada make an attempt to amend the constitution, and so much Grenadians have no confidence in ourselves. This we have to discuss these issues. Why? Why is it Grenadians don't have confidence in themselves and believe that we could make a difference? The challenges we have in our country, we could change it. We're smarter than most people in the world. Why you think Grenada have had all these conflicts in politics? We are the most macho group in Grenada where politics is concerned. Some of the Caribbean countries are very conventional, but not Grenada. If they look at you after 2 years and they find you immature, they're not going to keep you long. This is why only 2 political parties in Grenada were able to survive more than 1 term. People say, no, you can't joke with my destiny. So I think we have to do more to hold discussions among ourselves, to have confidence in ourselves, and to recognize that we could change the situation. We could make it different. We don't have to wait on the last minute. You know, in life, the earlier you start is better. Nothing good as an early start. The early bird catches the worm. We sit down the whole time and balling good thing come to those who wait. When the big eagle and them come and take all the nice fat one. So we have to change our attitude towards our own development and recognize we have to provide every opportunity for our children. We can't give up on them. Even when they fall off from school and they did not do so well and the situation become less competitive on the job market, we have to give them a second chance. That is one of the reasons that I'm very strong in supporting the Imani program. I think it is the best program that has been instituted in Grenada in the last 100 years to help those who leave school without the basic qualification or attitude and is less competitive on the job market. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Yes, caller, you're welcome. We lost that caller. Yes, so I believe countries like Jamaica, where the violence level is unacceptable, should initiate programs like that to raise people's self-esteem and their dignity and give them a second chance. The people who have discretionary income, they could always provide for their children. They could always send their children in university. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon.
Go right ahead, caller. Welcome.
I am so happy that the strike in Grand Lake has been called off. Good sense prevailed because the government wasn't going to pay in terms of giving a one-off payment, etc. But they had a strike yesterday, and I think they come to some acceptance that they will be paying. I can't remember how much the percentage of, how much percentage will be paying on their salary every month, you know. So it's going to be added to their salary. So I'm very happy. But it's just sad that in the world today, not necessarily Grenada I'm talking about, anytime you want some sort of a increase in salary or benefits, it's always the workers and always is a strike and a confusion. It's so sad that workers have to go through this thing. So I'm happy that the strike has been called up and things has been settled and the government see the wisdom. I want to talk briefly too about the, you see the elections is going to be on the 23rd, and of course, June is, everybody know that's around the time that they usually does have exams. Everybody know that since we growing up, whether it's CXC, GC, or whoever it is. So I don't know what probably the Ministry of Education, I don't know what is their plans. I don't know, I'm just asking or calling on them to, because I don't know if, because we have to use the schools. There are a lot of schools, I just gone and voted in a school, and there are a lot of schools that have to be used for exams. So I'm calling on the ministry and the government and who are in the authorities to see if they could, I don't know what they're going to do about it. I don't know if they could postpone the election date or whatever it is, but our students need to sit the exams, and also they need a quiet place to be able to concentrate, etc. So I think that I'm making a clarion call on the government or the ministry to see if you can have some form of quietness or some peace. Or I don't know if the CXC will reschedule or I'm not saying the government will have to change the election date, but I'm concerned that our students have to do the exams, and of course the election have to must be held. But schools have to be used, and we have to give priority to our students. Also, finally, I want to talk about this thing that the Pierre spoke about on the platform in relation to the allegations that she made about everybody heard it, about the electors giving incentives for the students to join on the picket line in return to hype up the grades. I mean, that allegation is dangerous. But I am not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's false. I'm not chanting her down. It's just that if this allegation is true, you see, the integrity of our primary college is questionable. And when these students go abroad, it will be very difficult for them to get recognition because of the grades. So I don't know if this is true. I'm not accusing her. I'm not chanting her down. But it's a dangerous allegation to make. And I think personally, if it's so, it should be investigated. And if it is continuing or if it happened, I'm calling on the lecturers or caller who are listening to stop it. Because all our students should be judged according to what they do in the exams. See what you call it, assessment based or whatever you call it. And the grade should not be hyped up based on your support because I have appointed the government in paying me. So these are just my contribution for today, and I trust that and please people, I don't mean anything, I'm being objective, and when I give suggestions or I say things.
And I always welcome your contribution.
Yeah.
And I welcome, independence of thought.
Yeah.
And I believe that we must continue to encourage people to express and discuss these issues. Yeah? Thank you very much.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
so I look forward again.
Yes, anytime, all the time.
Yeah. Thanks, bye-bye.
Yes, thank you. You see, when you hear election time come, every trade union, every lobbyist in the country ready for war. And absolutely nothing is wrong with that. That is the time you find our politicians weakest and most vulnerable. And we feed fat on their heat. In 1989 was an election period when the unions was up in arms for money that they were rightly deserved. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. Go right ahead.
I forgot to give all that information. Punch. Yeah, this Wednesday at the Mount Morris playing field, the Honorable Parliamentary Dr. Kitchen they have a special meeting at the Mount Morris playing field starting at 5:30 p.m. There will be a motorcade from the stadium tomorrow. So we're asking the residents of St. John Northwest to come out to the special meeting to hear the plans that the parliamentary has for the constituency to bring prosperity and development to the St. John's Northwest constituency. So we're asking everyone to come out and enjoy and listen to the parliamentary rep. What he has said for both development for St. John's Northwest.
You think he gonna be fine on all plugs? You think he gonna be fine on all plugs?
Well, we started that long.
All right, okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Yes, this is the election season, and people have their political concern and their issues, and you're correct. You could call our program and punch. Try to read this. We always welcome people speaking about political issues. We don't have to agree with them, but we welcome it on our program, So you could always call the program and express your views, and you could bring in new issues. And I express my opinion all the time. Remember, opinions are not facts. They are opinion. But sometimes by expressing our opinion, we provoke discussion. And if what we say seems logical or interesting, other people may make contributions to it too. So nothing is wrong with that. This is the election season. Somebody say, and what they did, they get in 1989, nothing. In 1989, we did get nothing what? The unions was up in arms with Mr. Blaze. And Mr. Blaze prorogued Parliament because he feared a motion of no confidence would have been put against him. For the unions to get their money, they must go back in Parliament. So they went and lobbied all the politicians, get them back into Parliament to give Mr. Blaze the authority to get the money from wherever he could get it, even from the devil in hell. Mr. Blaze sold cable and wireless. After we dine, we drink, we wine, we buy out all the furnitures in the higher purchase place. When January come, we realize that cable and wireless was in new hands. And if cable and wireless could have charged a bird flying in the sky, we gave them the legal authority to do it. And that started the sale, the fiasco of the sale in Grenada. We sold the electricity company. We sold the bank. We sold GBN. The unions didn't even buy GBN. We sold GBN. Then we sold 13 pieces of property, even what did not belong to the government, to pay salary. Remember, previous government also retrenched workers during Mr. Blaze and George Brizan period. They retrenched workers and cut social program. So we have to be careful. But we're on election time. Unions are going to be more powerful. At that time, they go after the politicians, and the politicians is most vulnerable around that time. Unless we have independent voices in this country speaking out on issues that transcend party politics. Unless we have independent voices that prepare to speak on issues and don't take a political partisan position, we will always have the politicians on their knees around election time. People don't want the politician get no money. They don't want them get pension. They don't want them get money. They don't even want their relatives get a shit galvanized. We attack them mercilessly. And this period, they're much more vulnerable. So that is expected. Politicians have to be able to deal with it. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
One of the mottos of the politics of the unions is that we hit you with hot smoke.
Yes, the unions hit you with a hot smoke. And they don't care. You see, the unions are
I
not...
I do that because I was a sharpshooter at once.
So you used to practice that too?
Yeah, he hit you with hot smoke.
Right.
Well, but really and truly, the politicians, the unions play a lot of politics these days.
Well, the unions always play in politics.
Yeah,
what I hope they would do
thing.
is to play workers' politics.
And sometimes government allow things to reach down to a nitty-gritty where it shouldn't be. And I am saying it openly for that. There are times when you could board it before it reached down to there.
You could nip it at the bud. You remember Uncle Gary say, nip it at the bud.
Yes, that's right.
They overtrade.
Yes, so sometimes the government, a ruling party, even business places, they play it right down to the wire. And when they play it down to the wire, they have to almost agree with what the unions come with. So I don't believe in that strategy at all. You shouldn't play it down to the wire and then thing, because it will cause chaos. And I know, you heard what Lily said, that she know the government will not pay. But then she come back and say that the government agreed to pay. So you see, you have this kind of people at a wrong that looking to see it hot. I don't really believe in seeing them things hot, because it is not just the people you're hurting, you know. You're hurting when you have a strike like electricity strike, it's not hurting just we the consumers, you know. A lot of people are being affected. A lot of institutes are being affected at that time. So we have to be very careful when you play this thing. You know? I mean, I understand that the union have to go out and allow him to think, but you don't have to damage the economy for that.
Unions are not responsible for productivity. Unions don't care about productivity. Unions principally care about the welfare of the workers now.
That's the truth.
It sounds unfortunate and harsh. What you need in Grenada is the independent voices that say no, no. And too many of us who claim we're not in politics playing the best politician.
Yeah. There are a lot of hypocrite people around. They play jack. A lot of them play jack on both sides. A lot of them pretend that they're not
playing
there.
jack on three sides.
Yeah. I am aware of that.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of Mr. The leader of the opposition, there is no leader of opposition right now.
There is no leader of the opposition.
Right,
no. There is no member of parliament.
No.
No leader of... but we have ministers of government and we have a prime minister. And the government continue until the election, the official result comes.
Right. Well, the leader of the opposition, or the then leader of the opposition, said to us that come what may, his name would be on the ballot box. On the ballot.
Well, he said, come what may, but may the come and gone.
Well, may still there.
Yeah. I think he really thought he'd have be on it, but it seems as though the National Democratic Congress continue with some of the fractious behavior, and that caused him to steal.
But you have a chance to be there still, I think, because they say they have a new
political party
symbol that comes out that nobody claimed who it is for yet.
What is this symbol? And we have a Denison George from Paraclet supposed to run for election too. I don't know if he's in a party.
No, he say you're an independent.
He run independent.
And he say when he gets his pay, he will give it to the constitution.
There's a sign around the parliamentary office yesterday. You know, I guess he was monitoring the registration.
So whatever pay he will be receiving as a parliamentarian,
it's about $1,500. Is that how much money?
Yeah. Well, he could give that to the thing.
Well, he could give us in the community because you know I'm suffering from monetary instability, so he could give me. Yeah, thank you.
Them fellas joking around.
Yes, thank you, brother.
Yeah. And those that say that the Prime Minister cut them with their pants down, I don't think Prime Minister...
Well, I think he did because they did not have a belt.
They pull down their pants for themselves.
Yeah, but they did not have belt.
Right.
You have some people walking around with their pants down all the time.
That's right.
They don't have belt.
Because the gentleman said it over and over and over. I don't think the 1-year child didn't hear. Everybody heard it.
Yeah, thank you.
They was telling you, come, we're ready.
Yeah, yes, brother. Thank you. So definitely we must not be caught with our pants down. When your child is 5 years old, start to teach your child the names of the villages in the parish. The names of the villages in the parish. It's a good way. It's an informal way. Most time the woman in the house could spell, but the man have information. The man know all the names of the village, he just can't spell it. And the women are better on the phone than the men. And the women spend more time with the children. So you could make attempt. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Yeah, brother, how you doing?
Yes, my brother, great man.
I have a problem with trade unionists in Grenada.
What is the problem you have with them?
They are too political. Because,
my brother, let's face facts. Trade union is about politics. What they normally should seek is the workers' politics.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you because I have seen one of our most powerful trade union leaders in Grenada. I have seen him on political platform back in the day, championing the cause for the opposition against the new national party, the government at the time. And he ended up in jail. You understand? The very same government that he was championing, the very same movement he was championing his cause for, they jailed him. You understand? And apparently, like the new leaders in the trade union these days, they are not learning. You understand?
You see, we have to be honest with ourselves. trade union perhaps should involve in politics more. My issue with them is they must seek workers, the interests of the workers. If they just play party politics, they always marginalizing themselves. But nothing is wrong with trade union in politics. In Barbados, in Jamaica, the political parties in Jamaica is associated with the trade union. In Barbados, Eric Gary, the Grenada Maritime Mental Workers Union, Chester Humphrey. So nothing is wrong with the trade union playing politics. When they play basic party politics, sometimes people complain. But nothing is wrong with them playing politics.
I still prefer they come out like Chester and tell us who they for and what their mission is.
But sometimes the strategy is more underneath.
Like the fella say, two sides of the razor blade.
Sometimes the strategy is more underneath.
Yeah.
Remember,
yeah,
my brother. Thank you. You see, the trade union going to always be involved in politics. You hope that the trade union will be more proactive and seek the workers' interests more, and perhaps more concerned about the sustainability and survival of the economy of Grenada in the long term. I would like to see the trade union own a radio station. The time come, all these trade unions come together and have a radio station. The trade union perhaps should have their own insurance company. Because every time this country economy goes down the drain, workers is going to be affected. During Mr. Blair's period, workers was retrenched and social programs was cut. During George Brizan period, George Brizan cut social program and he retrenched workers. And Brizan retrenched the lowest category of workers. The workers in the estates, the agriculture stations. Nobody spoke up for them because the Grenada Maritime Mental Workers Union was fighting for survival. They couldn't even pay their dues in TUC at that time. So those workers went home with a tail between their legs. Nobody seeked their interests. It's the first time that we have had a structural adjustment program and workers was not retrenched and social program was not cut. And perhaps the union was not very loud about it. When the IMF came out in Greece, they came to Grenada. So Grenada set a new template. But that comes from years of practice to better able to deal with the International Monetary Fund. So you're going to always find the trade union involved in politics. And nothing is really wrong with that. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother. Go right ahead.
Now you're on the union business. Where is the rainy day fund for the union and the union members? And why does the union does not have vacation funds for the members, annuity funds for the members, funds that whereby they could send the kids to school? We call annuity funds or 401k plans. Why? Are you trying to kill the unions?
Unions in Grenada are very small. And the unions principally depend on union dues. And they don't have money. They're broken. Most of the unions undertake buildings. They own buildings. And some of them are indebted to the bank for that building. And this is why I believe the time has come when unions should be investing. But the unions are broken generally. Sometimes I think the teachers, technical and allied workers union.
You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Why the unions are broken? They're paying. Everybody's paying union dues every month.
Well, either you want the truth or you want funniness. If you want some humor, we could go that way. But if you want the truth, I will tell you that the unions, maybe the technical and allied workers union was the strongest union financially. And after the technical and allied workers union had a big strike with Carib, an industrial action with Carib, it must have cost them about $250,000. And that's a significant sum. So I don't think there is any union in Grenada in strong financial position. In addition to that, most of the trade unions have their own building and they have a small staff. So I like to be, just be practical.
Well, Mr. Pierre, okay, I've been a shop steward. I just heard you had a shop steward on the program before.
A shop steward?
Yes, he said he was a shop steward before.
Oh yes, 1,000 years ago.
Right, but okay, now listen to me. The union had to structure themselves whereby it's public records. Everything with the union is part of public records. It's a part of public records. Okay? So, if we're going to structure the union, we have to say, okay, you're getting $1,000 a month, we got to take out $50 for the pension. Because
the unions don't, what the unions on pension for? The unions represent, the unions seek the interests of the workers. And the unions negotiate.
In what way? In what way?
The unions negotiate with the employer for the workers' benefit. The workers are not employed by the union except 2 or 3% in the staff of the union. They are the ones that they would produce the pension for. But the general workers, they negotiate the best deal they could get from the company or the government. And that happened all over the world.
Yes, but when you negotiate for the best benefits for the workers, you have to implement the workers' benefits where they could, so they could enjoy the benefits that you already negotiated for. Because why? Listen to me. If you going to negotiate for me to get 5% raise, in the 5% raise you have to tell me, well, 0.5% is going to go for pension, 0.5% is going to go for
no, it don't work so. No.
For medical.
Wait. Chief, you don't work so.
Then you're not fighting for me. So we need new members to step up and try to claim the president's job, the vice president's job.
My brother, it's very easy to find out these things. Any union leader explaining to you these things. Most of the trade unions have medical health plan. The public workers union, teachers, police, they have medical health plan, and the government contribute to that medical health plan. So
where is the person who is working? The employer. And the employee have to contribute by himself.
All right, okay.
He have to have some responsibility too.
Okay. I think you have to, in all fairness, I think you have to,
and the employer have to have his.
You have to get to know more about the union structure.
No, but what I'm saying, okay, Mr. Pierre, if you're an employer, right, and I'm the union, and I come to you and I keep bullying you about, hey, I need more for my workers, I need more for my workers, what you going to do? I don't need me as a union anymore. You know what I'm saying?
You don't work so in Grenada.
It will, eventually it will. It's a part of the world. They're not by themselves.
Okay, thank you.
Come on, be for real. They're not by themselves, man.
Okay, thank you.
The union members for that showing the funds for the workers.
Yes, my brother, thank you. Yes, I think the unions basically seek the interests of the workers. And they would negotiate on behalf of the workers. And the unions would negotiate hard for the workers. And wrong election time is the best time for them to leave no stone unturned. Because that time the politicians tend to be softer. So the unions don't have to pay the workers. It is important, I believe, that we strengthen our unions, and unions perhaps should be invested. Because the main source of income comes from union dues. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Afternoon,
yes, my brother, welcome.
Under the listening, it is my belief
that in almost all cases in Grenada here, everybody not well know. It has ways to prevent and cure ourselves. The food we eat supposed to be our medicine. I learned that late, but it is never too late to learn. Years ago, when a patient visited a doctor at the district health clinic, the doctor used to take his time and song a patient. Dr. Artway and Dr. Joppel, the late Dr. Joppel, and the late Dr. Vidal. Then you were given a prescription after they song you to get medicine. Today is a thing of the past. The doctor now look at you and send you to take tests. Maybe on the even test match channel businesses. That's the model of the health system now. It is a worldwide plan to spend money in order to be profitable to the pharmacy business. And when you cannot pay for tests again, you are left to dead. So be very careful in what we eat. Let us be careful in sugar and fatty foods. Let us eat more iron and herbs, Kentucky, sweet drink, but it is a killer when we use too much of it. We must try to eat moderate. Let us try to put our body in harmony and balance. And when that happens, illness and disease will no longer exist. No alcohol, no smoke. Let us try to make change. It's never too late. Only pharmacy that opening out Hills and Valley one does believe that they sell the best set of drugs. But Grenadians have to be careful with what we eat. That is why all that sickness, all that young persons coming down. Thank you, Sophie.
Yes, my friend, I like the term. If you don't use food as medicine, you will end up using medicine as food. And I agree with you, people eating everything foreign. They have no confidence in what we have in Grenada. We have no confidence in ourselves. And we have no confidence in what we have. So macaronis, pies the order of the day. Sometimes when you go to eat, you want a little yam pie. No yam pie, macaroni. And we have people getting too fat. When you watch around our girls, and some man tell me he bring them a container of tights. One size fit all. Everybody getting bigger. And then you go into the doctor, and then the doctor send you on test. And by the time you finish with that, we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Francis.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Yes, sir. Well, I agree we should eat healthy. And I also agree that the union have to fight,
And the guy said cut out all the rum. You agree that too?
Well, no, I wouldn't agree with that.
Right.
Yeah, because...
moderation.
I'm a barbershop.
Okay.
Now, yes. So I agree we have to eat healthy. And
yeah.
The union have to represent the workers. But this morning, this afternoon, I want to talk about the bell.
Go right ahead, man.
No, Francis, we've been calling for the man to ring the bell. We say it's about time for him to ring the bell. The man say he have the bell in his pocket. We say we don't want to hear about bell in pocket. We want the bell to be wrong. Francis, now that the man ring the bell, do you know that we still saying the man is a bad man and the man is a wicked man? Now the bell has been wrong. We saying how we don't have uniform. We don't have money to pay bus. Well, I guess as much that is the importance of this seed program. We can apply under this program so we can get uniform and we can also get bus money. The other point I want to raise here, Francis, I am of the opinion that the NDC have surrendered the 4 seats in St. Andrews to the NNP. And my reason and my rationale for making a statement like that is because when I look at how far ahead
the 4 NNP candidates in St. Andrews are, and the NDC have not yet started. This is my rationale for making a statement like that. And Francis, last but not least, registration has been a continuous process for the last many years. I'm trying to figure out how come now we still have people who is not registered. And as a result of that, some are making the argument that election has been called now in order to catch people with their pants down. So, Mr. Pierre, nobody should get caught with their pants down.
What happens if you're not wearing belt?
Well, you see this belt thing?
Your pants will always be down.
And as you're on the belt thing, I'm going to wrap up by saying that I observe that on more than one, literally I call official function, apparently the leader of the opposition don't like belt. I could tell you that. I observed about 2 funerals, and I observed in other activities where the gentleman is well dressed, but no belt.
You think that's part of the philosophy?
Well, I'm going to leave that up to the public to judge. I don't know if I'm qualified to to look into the philosophical part of it. You understand? But we have to wonder why. Because if you're running for leadership and a man of your stature, I believe whenever you go out in public, you have to present yourself in a way that gives the impression that you are up to the task. Thank you for the time.
Yes, my brother, thank you very much. We have some conventional attitudes. We have unconventional attitudes. And sometimes it's very important to cipher out what you're supporting. It's very important to know what you believe in, what you're supporting. You know, later on in life, people saying, I did not know. You have people asking to ring the bell. Already. When the bell ring, people saying they're not ready yet. Some people talk about exams and an election. Well, that has no issue. This is a non-issue as far as I'm concerned. But our next caller Punch.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
How are you, man?
Great, man.
Goodbye. Now, listen, Mr. Sorry. Yeah, that's better?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Right, my little thing is that, okay, Mr. Pierre, let me tell you something, okay. With rights, isn't it correct to say with rights comes responsibility?
Yeah, it should come with responsibility.
Okay. So then you said that union, if I right, correct me if I'm wrong here. You said that that union doesn't care about production. All they care about is about workers and benefits.
They don't have to care, but that's not what that's not what union for.
Yeah,
union don't have to care about productivity.
Yes. Okay, but I am saying if you care about workers benefits, okay, because you should know with benefits comes responsibility. If there is no responsibility, how benefits could be.
That's the management responsibility.
Huh?
That's a lot of time we don't understand that. The management is responsible for productivity. And particularly where government is concerned. That's why government find themselves in a lot of problem with that. In the private sector, you fire people. In government work, you can't do that easy.
No, but Mr. Pierre, I'll tell you something. Listen, if you're telling somebody, look, right? If you're telling somebody, look, to go up the road, it is not the proper thing to go up the road, right? To go down the road, it is better. Then you have to explain to them, why it is the better thing to go down the road, and it's not the proper thing to go up. Now the thing about it is, listen, if you tell the workers, okay, you're entitled to this, you're entitled to that, yes, but I think with the same breath, you should say, look, with these rights comes responsibility. And I think this is taking responsibility for the proper thing. And I think that's the proper way to go. You don't think so, sir?
You see, I just try to be realistic. A lot of time we expect unions to lecture the workers on productivity. I don't. Productivity is a management tool.
Yeah, but...
And the quicker managers recognize that, better for them. Unions is not responsible for that. This is why I say that on many occasions...
No, but you see then, this is what causing, to me, I don't know. I could be wrong here, I don't know. But to me, this is where the whole chaos, the whole chaotic situation does come in.
It's not chaos. It is not chaotic. Let me give you an example. If you have a football team in the United States or France, Europe, and they're not functioning good, they fire the managers. Mm-hmm. You have big companies, or even telephone and etc. Every now and then you hear they fire the manager. If it is in government, it's a different story. Unions are concerned with the benefits and security of the workers.
Yeah, but Mr. Pierre,
whether you make money or not is not the business.
Yeah, but what I would listen to me. I hear what you say, and we speaking here, and I understand, and I hear what you're saying. But listen, but it is obvious that with benefits comes responsibility. You cannot.
That is good to write on paper.
Right. No. In
real life, no.
Listen to me. And I would bring that anywhere, any part of the world. Because just as how with rights comes responsibility, with benefits also comes responsibility. And this is what it is. And maybe if we don't want to go to, if we don't want to put them, marry them together and merge them together, then something is wrong with us. Simple.
All right.
Good.
Thank you, my brother.
All right. Goodbye.
Yes, we almost coming to the end, but we have opportunity for another caller. So if somebody want to pick up the telephone and call us, we welcome a number of issues raised today. One of the lessons that I learned from yesterday's activity, we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Go right ahead and punch.
I have a concern.
Go right ahead.
As it relates to union worker, in that when in the workplace the workers is clamoring for an increase, the union is always there at the forefront. But in situations where something happened, for example, Ivan and the COVID crisis, workers were paid not going to work. The time when government income was at its low, you don't hear nothing from the union. You don't hear nothing from the union. And even though the workers were paid when the government were not getting when the government were not getting money, making money, union dues were deducted from the workers' salary. Why is it that? Why is it like that?
Well, caller, we're very sorry, but we'll try to respond to you tomorrow. But it makes the point. We'll try to respond to you tomorrow. So very sorry, and we're back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1, and we give you an opportunity to punch and an opportunity to introduce your own topic. Thank you very much.
The great and diverse speak.